What is up, you guys? How we doing tonight? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Cheers. Wait for some people to get on. And tonight we are talking about Tom DeLonge conspiracy theory. I'm super excited. What is up, you guys? How's it going? I've made some videos in the past already. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to see them or not, but we are going to be going over them a little bit here and then filling in some gaps and kind of getting into some of the information that was missed out of those videos. So super excited about that. Yeah, it's quite interesting, to be completely honest with you guys. I want to know in the comment section while we're waiting on some people, how many of you guys know of like Tom DeLonge? Like, do we know who he is? Do we know like what he did? What's up, you guys? How's it going? How's it going? Again, tonight we're talking Tom DeLonge conspiracy. We're just waiting for some people to join in before we get diving into this whole thing. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, you guys. Once again, do we know who Tom DeLonge is? That's what I'm curious about in the comment sections. Nope. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Okay, so curious again on age group right now. What is your guys' ages in the chat right now? Saying no, we don't know who Tom DeLonge is. That makes me feel old. I bet I'm gonna be old. Oh, really? Okay. Yes, Blink 182. There we go. 35. So you guys are right in the age group. 22, 35. You guys okay, so 32. What's up, you guys? How's it going? We're starting to get some people in here. We're talking Tom DeLonge conspiracy. And for those of you guys who don't know who he is, that's awesome. I'm excited to get to show you guys a little bit about who he is. So Tom DeLonge happens to be Blink 182's singer. Blink 182 is a super popular band back in the day. It's a punk rock band. And Tom DeLonge was a skater kid who kind of got his start in music. He was going through some hard stuff. He lived out in California with the parents. His mom was very Christian. Dad, he didn't really talk too much about his father. But Tom was growing up in a house like that. He didn't really fit in school, so he just kind of made his own way, and they became a band, and they decided to just get into it and start rocking, and Blink 182 exploded. So they made the band back in 1992. They were together for, I think, 5 years. Don't quote me. It was somewhere within 5 years, and then they ended up breaking out and splitting away because the band members kind of seen Tom changing a little bit. So Tom, as he was getting going in the band, they started traveling all over the place. And as they were traveling from state to state, and maybe they traveled different countries, possibly. For sure, state to state, though, Tom said he started researching UFOs and aliens, and he got wickedly sucked into the entire UFO theory, and it's quite interesting. So tonight we're going to be diving in a little bit about that. So we're going to start here. I don't know how much you guys will be able to see, but so this is Tom DeLonge right here, along with the other members of the band. Now, let's see if I can find it here. So I did a video not too long ago, and when he was 16, he got really immersed into this entire thing. So we're going to see if you guys can see this here. Let me know in the comments if you guys can hear this.
That's been working to out the secrecy of UFOs, everywhere from CIA to Lockheed Martin to Boeing Corporation to the Defense Intelligence Agency, the NSA, and the NRO. These are all spy agencies and stuff, and all these people are talking, and they're on camera because they understand that this videotape is what's going to get them to be able to testify in front of Congress. Fuck, I should take you in another room.
Did we just hear what Tom DeLonge said when he was a kid? Just a kid, just a little guy, okay? He said that he had found books, he had found a bunch of different things, and he's working with people who are going to be able to get to the point where we're going to be able to testify about UFOs in front of Congress. He's like 16, y'all. Like 16 when he's saying this. Now, for those of you guys who just witnessed the latest UFO hearing on TV and on the internets, that was Tom DeLonge's doing. That's your guy. Right there. So, as a kid, this guy started getting intrigued with it and interested in it, and he was so developed in it that when he shows his room here too. We're going to go over to that. And you guys can see inside of his room, he's got books and movies and books, all kinds of stuff. And he talks a little bit about
a girl testifying how they put billions of dollars or millions of dollars into UFO-related programs, and they create them and they're fake. So when they get audited by the General Accounting Office of the United States government, it just looks like all the money's going into fucking more helicopters, but it's really going into like UFO-related programs. And there's Egyptians in front of the building, dude holding...
Okay, so, again, it's going to be a lot of narrating with me, so hang in there with me. But he just straight up said that, like, tons of the information right there. So people were testifying in front of the Congress and everything, and he's working through. So there's quite a bit of information happening in this clip back when he's like 18 years old. That was brought all the way up to the latest hearing. For those of you guys who are just joining, hi, we're still talking Tom DeLonge conspiracy theory. If you know who he is, awesome. If not, stay tuned. You're about to learn a lot. So Tom joined in, and that was about like 18 years old. So he started getting really developed in the entire UFO community. And his band members, like, seen this side of him, right, that they never seen before. And they said some stuff to him, he said some stuff, and they ended up actually splitting ways off of this Blink-182 band. So they went their own ways for a little bit. At which point, Tom DeLonge created a company called To the Stars Academy. And To the Stars Academy essentially was a company that was reaching out with many of these people in the government who were trying to come together and take this hearing to the next level. The hearing that literally just happened. So, very cool. And as he was going through all of that stuff, he ended up meeting with a guy. This part of the story is crazy. But he ended up meeting with this person who... Because Tom had done so much research. I'm trying to keep the pieces together for you guys. So Tom had done so much research on the UFO committee that he knew some stuff. And he was going to share the information out that he knew with us right away. But before he did that, he decided that he better get some really good okay thumbs up in the government. So he got flown out to the Pentagon to meet with the person, and they sat down at this table and they started discussing stuff, and he started throwing out some information that you're only gonna know if you're like connected with some serious bigwigs. Like, you're only gonna know, thank you very much, the cool smoke thing, that you're gonna know if you're connected with some bigwigs. Now, Tom talks a little bit about that right here with Joe Rogan. So let's go ahead and take a look at this right here.
Steve Justice was head of advanced programs at the Skunk Works.
Nope, I'm sorry. Wrong one. I've got a lot of videos here. Hold on. Where is it? Okay, Joe Rogan.
Why? What is it about what your message was?
Because
what your idea was that made them want to tell you some top secret shit that they've tried to keep away from the American people. Well, I mean, you take a guy who's like a big celebrity who's in a huge rock band like you, and you just say, hey, meet me in an airport. I'm going to tell you about a life form that we found during the Cold War because you're famous or because you know things?
No, because I have a service. So it's not. It sounds easy when you play it like that, but
service.
A service. Like, what can you do for them that they need help with?
And what could you do?
Communication. They don't have a way to make a movie, a book. They don't know how. Don't have a way to make documentaries. They don't have a way to go on a big show like this and communicate with young people. They don't do that. And nor should they.
So communication is what Tom could bring to the table for every single person. So the government found out that Tom knew what he was talking about in the world of UFOs. And because of that, he basically was brought out and talked to, and they were speaking a lot about this stuff. And he said, yeah, like, I can help you guys tell the world about aliens. And the government said, sure, but the way you're going to do it is not the right way, right? He wanted to come out and just spill the beans to everybody. And they said, no. They said that the world's not ready for this. We can't be delivering you guys with all this information about UFOs because it's going to scare us. It's going to break down religions. It's going to change your philosophies. It's going to literally make you look at life differently. So we needed to come out gently. And the interesting thing about it is that Tom knew about this stuff when he was like 14. Well, excuse me, only like 17 years old when he started researching it. And so he got permission from all of this craziness, and he started dropping hints a little bit throughout his entire music career. So if you guys listen to his music and pay attention to his music, this is where stuff is going to get juicy and interesting. So let's go ahead and go to Angels and Airwaves website. So, gotta find it here. I got a lot of pages open. Okay, so Angels and Airwaves, again, is Tom's new band. So he was in Blink-182. He got out of that. He created To the Stars Academy, and he created Angels and Airwaves. Now, Tom's theory, when it comes to UFOs and everything, is that just like, oh man, I'm blanking on his name right now. Essentially, it is, we are communicating through, like, we're an antenna, okay? And we got to channel our vibrations. And by doing that, we're going to be, like, connecting with a bunch of different things in the universe. And we can essentially create our future. By speaking it into existence, by thinking about things, we can create the future. That's kind of his theory behind it in a simplistic nutshell. So, going to his channel here, this is Angels and Airwaves page. Now, he's had this music platform for quite some time, but I want you to take a look at right here. The very first thing you guys are going to see on his website is this, Angels and Airwaves album cover called Life Forms. Interesting, right? This was made in 2021. So that was right around the time that Tic Tac kind of was a thing. And for those of you guys who know what Tic Tac is, that's the UFO video that got released. And again, if I can find the website, I'm sorry, I have like 13 pages open and some crazy stuff went down today. Okay, so To the Stars Academy, this is his webpage. And if you scroll all the way down, we're going to see information about Tic Tac. This is the UFO Tic Tac videos that blew up recently on the internet, right? This is where everything went down. So, he knows a little bit about this information. And this, ladies and gentlemen, this is where stuff starts to get interesting. So, 2 years ago, Angels and Airwaves, first video. Let's watch just the beginning together, okay? Because remember what I said, he drops hints in his songs. And he's been doing that since Blink-182. And I'll show you guys that too, but we're staying with me, okay? Just the beginning.
You come highly recommended. Like your jawline and shit, like perfect. Like your body, like it doesn't matter. Fucking rampage, man.
Okay. This is gonna connect back with his theory about what he literally just said. He said, "Fucking ram age, man." Okay.
This place, this fucking view, you could have that too. If you let me help you help me get on TikTok.
Okay. So he's talking about age and how essentially in his theories is that we have the technology to time travel, and you do that by creating a bubble in space and time. And this is one of his things where he's kind of starting to hint out information to you guys a little bit about that. So let's go back to the video that I was working on and watch the rest of this.
Generation is was meant to have this stuff come out. I don't believe that some of the events happened on accident. There's been a lot of events that are on purpose. Some have been for shows. I think a lot of it is a control system that's really pushing humanity in a very specific direction.
The significance of UFOs is multiple parts, but number one, it's not what you think it is. It's not coming from other planets. The evidence doesn't suggest that.
Interdimensional.
Yes. And the reason is because time is time is parallel.
Okay, so, oh man, I do not have. I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta grab something for you guys. Okay, so time is parallel. So the way that we have to look at time in Tom's theory is like a record. So if we all know this, as a record, we have a start and a finish. Hi, Sarah. Okay, so we have a start and a finish. And that's our time frame. So when you put a record down, it starts and it goes around and around and around. And so each dash on a record would be considered a year in our hypothetical timeline theory. So we're going to flip-flop it. Instead of going inwards like a normal record will, we're going to pretend that these lines go outwards. So the beginning of time for us in this theory starts right here, okay? And this is space. Space is pulling time in every single direction. It's the best way I can describe it. So it pulls time in every single direction. So we've started here. This is the beginning of time that's ever existed. And we're going to say humanity is right here, right now, on this timeline in Tom's theory that exists where there's a start, a middle, and an end, like a DVD or like a record with music, okay? So hypothetically speaking, time already still, like the future exists and the past still exists, and it sits side by side. So he states that there's technology that can literally see into the future by creating a redshift. And if you guys don't know what redshift is, we'll dive into that in a second, but let's continue watching what Tom has to say.
So like they've got a time frame where they've had these events take place. Is that what you think?
Yeah, and they also time travel, which is different than what people think in like a movie where they sit in a machine and you're in the 1930s and you got to go save humanity.
Okay, so trying to keep you guys up to date with this because it's a big story. So according to Tom, in the future, in our lifetime, I should say, there's events that are taking place in certain parts of the world. Okay? So like 9/11, for instance, was planned. Okay? Or The Simpsons. This is how The Simpsons are able to go see into the future, essentially. They've predicted many, many events. We know this, right? Any conspiracy theories on my channel, we know that The Simpsons somehow can randomly predict events. Well, they don't get all of them, right? They've predicted many things that haven't come true. In theory, it could be because of the technology that Tom's discussing and working with on to the stars. So they're able to look into the future and see things, but not always is it going to come true because it's string line theory. We're looking at string line theory. If an event occurs that's different than the event that we were looking at into the future, it could change the future. The past is always going to be there because that's happened, but the future could possibly change due to events that we choose to do. So the events can change infinitely. Okay? So now we're going to carry on.
When you use the technology, there's a time difference between what they're doing inside of an artificially created bubble of gravity of sorts, and then what's on the outside. So if you're on the inside of one of those machines, everything would be skewed more black and white. There would be like a red shift, and everybody would look frozen. So you literally could fly around and grab a Coke out of someone's hand and put it in someone else's hand. It's really...
Where are you getting this from?
The technology not only exists, we've figured out how to play with it, but I'm not going to really get into that here. That is what we're doing at my company, though. That is the announcement.
So, are you guys keeping up with me here? Let me know. I'm trying to keep all this tight together for you guys. There's a lot of information, but essentially, Tom is stating that he has created some technology that literally can redshift. Now, this is okay. So let's dive into redshift. Thank you guys. Thank you for keeping up with us. Hello to everybody else. We're talking Tom DeLonge's conspiracy. He is the guy who UFO committee like just talked about after that long hearing that happened. This is the guy that got that going, and he's also the lead singer of Blink-182 and Angels and Airwaves. Okay, now that we're all caught back up. Oh my gosh. So, Tom is talking about a technology that can see into the future. And his company, To the Stars, has been working on this for a hot minute. So, now that we've seen that, he's been dropping hints. We all know that. Okay, here's where things are going to get a little weird. In an interview section where Tom is talking to Steve-O from Jackass, he talks a little bit about a submarine. And this is interesting because he talks about a submarine that can kind of like transform into a different timeline. And the way he says this, he's just like, yeah, he's like, we built the submarine that can literally just kind of change into a different timeline. And this is crazy to me because the submarine that he could be talking about, the possibility that he could be talking about is the Titan, the Ocean Gate submarine. And I know that sounds absolutely madness, but what's wild is that the people who were on board with the Titan submarine, the Ocean Gate submarine, at least 2 of them were working with Tom in a certain way. Like, one of the guys owned Boeing, right? He owned Boeing. I could be completely incorrect on this, so please don't quote me on this part, because this is the part where I was connecting some dots and trying to join some stuff here. But one of the guys worked with Boeing airplanes, and Tom talked about that a long time ago. He was working with people who were doing that. And then the other guy, Hamish Harding, let me see. I want to make sure I get this information correct. So this guy here was on the Titan submarine as well, him and his kid, and he had a company called SETI. And SETI is a non-profit research organization that helps look for intelligence and alien intelligence in the universe. Okay? Are we starting to see any connections here, you guys? Like, say what right now? Yeah, okay. So, also, these multi-billionaires went onto a submarine that, according to what we've all heard in the news, didn't pass it didn't pass ordnance. Like, it failed certain things to go to the depths of the Titanic. So in doing that, these billionaires were just like, yep, sign me up, we're going to the Titanic. Bro, that seems odd. That we're going to be 4 billionaires are going to hop, people with the most money in the entire world are hopping on a submarine that is not quite legalized, not quite checked off on every single platform that it could be for safety checks. That's what's weird. So these guys signed up. These guys are all part of this organization that are all like connected to Tom DeLonge's company in certain ways, and they hopped on this submarine. Like, on a submarine that part of their money could have helped fund. Let's go back to the Tom DeLonge talking about creating the submarine. Let me try to find that here, because it's interesting. But it's been a rabbit hole, and I've been diving down it for quite some time. So let me try to find this for you guys, because I have a lot of footage here. Alright. And we're going to dive into a little bit more of his theory. Oh, man. So many video clips. I'm sorry. I wasn't ready for this portion. Okay.
A civilization that's at the end of their technological cycle could build a submarine that changes its voltage and materializes in that same location, just into our timeline.
So he then talks about how he knows some people that he's been working with who are literally attempting to create that same technology.
And he was on stage with me when we came out and said we're going to be building one of these things.
So that is a little bit of the Tom DeLonge theory that has just been blowing my mind away. And I've tried to make some videos for you guys on my page that has made these connections, made these dots. There was just so much information that I was trying to cram into these videos for you guys. But yeah, it's quite interesting. So let's hear again Tom DeLonge talking a little bit about how his theory of time works. If I can find that. Okay, here's his theory on time. Here's Tom talking about how he perceives the world.
You know, and I was just around a lot of bad, tough kids, and my parents didn't get along, you know, and I just looked around a lot, and I just said, this doesn't make any sense to me. Like, really? Like, somehow by accident or some weird design, like, I'm just supposed to only care about my bickering family and my school that I didn't really fit into. I knew Jim that were, you know, a high-ranking former government official, a cattle mutilation, a potential pathway to discuss some...
Sorry, hold on, you guys. I'm trying to drive through some of this video footage. Where does he talk about it? We'll find it. I think
that what we are hearing is that people are seeing lights and craft in the sky in areas where they find looking at the...
Oh, man, that might not even be the right video clip. There was so many videos. Oh, here it is. Here it is. We got it.
Is on a quantum level. Like, everything in time is happening at the exact same moment. Past, present, future. So what we see as physical reality, like, look out your door and you see your street and the trees and other houses. But imagine if you kind of like just turn your head and it goes shh, and you see that same location, but it's 1940. Turn it again, and it's 1700. Turn it again, it's the year 3000. But it's the same place. And you can just kind of look through every timeline. That's all happening at the same moment.
Essentially, that's him talking about his technology that has been built. It's absolutely crazy to think about, but the technology that he built is connected with OceanGate, in my own opinion, and I think that's absolutely wild. What do you guys think? Those of you guys who just jumped in, what do you guys think? Do you guys know who Tom DeLonge is? I want to see it in the comment section. Appreciate all of you guys for being here. Yeah, it was a conspiracy that I kind of ran across, and I thought it was absolutely crazy. He's a layered cake. Yep, 100%. Yes, very, very much true. Yeah, so again, it's interesting. His idea of how we work, it's almost as if time has been created in computers, right? So it seems like he talks about the future as AI, and eventually, to the portion of life, essentially, is that we've created AI, and AI gets very powerful. If you guys know anything about Elon Musk and anything about what they were just talking about, is the fact that Elon Musk basically, Elon and a couple really smart people just came out and said we needed to put a hold on the AI technology when ChatGPT just dropped, because it was so powerful that it could literally cause extinction. And in theory, AI could see us humans in the future as a problem, as a cancer to the earth. Okay, so we started causing issues. We created war. We have hate on people's genders. We have hate on people's like on other countries. We have hate on people for different skin colors. All of these things. And AI could look at this in the future and be like, wow, like, you guys are causing nothing but pure destruction to your world. We're going to shut off food supply. We're going to shut off water. We're going to do this. And, I mean, what isn't connected to the internet? My phone, your electricity grid, the water that supports the crops in the farmlands, all of that is connected via satellites. And if AI got to the point where it was just like, you're a problem, mass extinction, we're done, okay? At which point, AI could then basically take over the world. It could, we've created robots. If we're looking farther into the future, to the part where we haven't gotten to yet, that has already existed, does exist, essentially AI could just be traveling backwards in time, and we're looking at it in time, like, because that's how we can grasp it, but it could be a dimension, right? Because they say multiple times in the hearing, they also say, oh, they're not aliens. Thank you for the hat. They say that we're not aliens, but they say instead life forms, non-human life forms, but they don't classify it as anything at all. The technology we've been hearing is way beyond anything that we are capable of, okay? That we know of. And we've learned that it's not Russian, it's not Chinese, it's not American. So coming to the conclusion, possibly, that it's the future, and it's essentially a parallel universe, but it's the future and the past. If we can look into the future and we look into the past, that could be the technology. I mean, I haven't researched this. If somebody feels interested in it, find out who's the creator of The Simpsons, and then see if he is connected back to this company. That would be amazing. To see if they have the technology that can look through this timeline, and then we can see if The Simpsons essentially has been using this technology to essentially create, I've said essentially plenty of times, to pick their episodes for their future videos. It's a theory. It's a theory. And I'm not trying to diminish at all Tom's lifelong work that he has done. So it's definitely, I don't want to do that, because these people here have put their entire lives and dedicated their lives to this. And I'm just picking up some pieces and trying to connect the dots. But this has been 3 weeks of research. So definitely I feel like even this video, I still feel like this video was scattered and not dialed in perfect. But this is such a broad topic. It was such a wide topic that it was so hard to put into a video term. And that's what I do for a living, is make videos. So like trying to condense all of this. I made a couple videos of Tom DeLonge on my channel, and I was like, yes, these are gonna do so good, and they didn't do so good. And I don't know if it was like the fact of it was too flashy for you guys, or if it wasn't just me on the camera. I don't know what the problem was, but it just fell short, I think. So, yeah. So I tried really hard to give you guys the information, but this is what I wanted to tell you guys. I do think it's connected in a certain way, and I'm definitely intrigued. I'll try to create this as a snippet too. Maybe I'll make another one for you guys, something that's shareable. Yeah, but thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Let me know if you guys enjoyed that, if your guys' thoughts, yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on this whole UFO conspiracy that we just dropped? Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hats. Thank you for listening to my craziness as I rambled on about a bunch of fun things. Oh, yes. So for those of you guys who are wondering what my channel is Stop In or Drop In, all one word, or Dillbop. You can find it. I think it's up here in the top corner too. Dillbop, Stop In or Drop In. Also, these videos, my live videos, are going to be posted on our YouTube channel. Stop In or Drop In, all one word, YouTube channel. This is brand new over there, so I don't have a ton of videos up yet, but we will start continuously moving them over there. And also join our Facebook community page, Stop In or Drop In, all one word, yet again. And we do post over there as well. I post a bunch of memes just to have a good laugh, but also we do videos. And if I find information or something, I'll drop a video on there for you guys, and you're more than welcome to do the same thing over there. And then we just, yes, Stop In or Drop In, just like that. Yep. and I'll drop them over there. And the whole goal of that is to have a community where we can go and just kind of talk to one another and get to the bottom of the story, because we can't do this by ourselves. This is something where, you know, if we have more people working together, we can reach out and everybody can help each other come to a conclusion. So it's definitely just a community where we get to work together and be friends. And you can contact me if you guys have information. Just feel free to reach out. I'm down. Like, if I have time, I will definitely try to be there for you guys, and we can have a chat, talk UFOs, look into the future, help me find new content. Like, I'm always down for that. I love being able to be here for you guys and make videos and run off wild, crazy ideas that we can all just start thinking about and get our brains running a little bit in the world of conspiracy and have fun. So thank you guys so much for all of your love and support. Appreciate you. I'm going to be out of here tonight. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.